So, boys, I think it's time. I think it's time we crack open a cold one and have a conversation. What's this conversation going to be about? Stolen content on the X platform. Now, I know what you're thinking. James, Mr. Nomad, it's just X. It's not that big of a deal. The problem is X is now a monetization platform, means you can get paid for your post. And most of the accounts that are going to be mentioned today are making money off of the stolen content. And if the stolen content was like scalper videos, right? Like they're reposting scalper drama, I wouldn't have a problem. When it becomes a problem is when it's custom artwork, homemade created content, hard work, the stuff that people are doing to provide for their community, to grow on the different platforms, to become a recognized name for their hard work being stolen, being reposted with simple captions like, what are you doing if this card is real? Like stupid engagement baiting questions. No real fair use captions, no added input, no added context. It's kind of like reacting to a video, right? Putting on the video for play and they're eating the bowl of cereal, but they're not adding any sort of like fair use context, which I try to do when I use somebody else's content, right? Like if I'm going to do somebody else's content, I try to at least provide some kind of fair use context. I also try to credit. And that's where a lot of the big issues come from, is the lack of credit to these things. A lot of people are not getting credited for their hard work. That's an issue, right? Because if you were to go out and create something, right, and somebody was to take that and put it somewhere for sale or to promote it, you might want a cut of that pie, right? And no, I'm not saying that these people should get paid for their artwork being reposted, but link their Etsy store, link their Instagram, link their TikTok, link their Facebook, link the Reddit post, link their X account, especially when you steal from X. Now, why is this a point of conversation? Why are we talking about this today? Well, there's an account called Mac with a Glizzy that made a post recently, and this post, engagement baiting with stolen content. And two accounts replied to this person, and these two accounts replying to them, I happen to respect. Pokedeals TCG replied back, providing the Etsy store and the Instagram link to this artist who created this custom card. It's a custom Bubble Muse art. I'll post the post up right here so that way you guys can see. Pokedeals TCG, to my knowledge, his reply got hidden. Why are you going to steal somebody's art and then hide the reply that provides the source of that artwork? And then you had another person, somebody who does a lot of original content. They're known for pack openings on the X platform, Johnny Crambo, who replied back, stop stealing content. I'll put that right here. In which Mac with a Glizzy, and here's why I'm doing this video, replied back from a burner account talking mess, saying they're doing it for the community. If this account is doing it for the community, why did they hide the content or the deals reply to the Etsy store, right? If you're doing it for the community, perhaps you would want to help the person who made the artwork to begin with. And perhaps you would want the community to know where they can get this awesome custom card. You don't care about the community, you care about your clout. They're not the only account who done this though. Pokey TCG Alert, who, if the rumors are to be believed, is some of these accounts are going to be ran by the same people. I just want to put that out there. There's a big rumor that a lot of these big accounts are run by the same person. They're all stealing content. And Pokey TCG Alerts actually stole my content. I'll put all the tweets right here. You can pause at any point in time, guys, and read any of these tweets going up. I'm not going to keep them up on the screen forever. But TCG Alert stole a post that I made. And the thing is I don't care if they took the image, because I borrowed the image from another small account with proper credit, of course, but I borrowed the image. So I don't care that they took the image. But when your caption's exactly the same, it's obvious you stole my post. And then the fact that I took the original image and I cropped it to my own preference, and you took the exact cropped image that I used, same exact size, same exact shape, same exact ratios of cropping, like the top right corner is the same top right corner I cropped out. It's obvious not only did you see my post going and popping off, they stole it, they stole the caption, and they stole the cropped image instead of using the original image. But I went in the replies. I'm going to be honest, trying to gain a little bit of traffic to my original post because I was the first one to do it. And all I said was, wow, these posts look familiar. And I showed a screenshot showing both of our posts. Not only did my reply get hidden, but TCG Alerts blocked me. Again, another account that blocks somebody for calling out that they stole the content. Instead of just letting me post that it was my original idea. The caption was my original idea. You blocked me. Mac with a Glizzy did the same thing with the hidden replies. Another account, and this is probably going to be our biggest offender. I'll post up a whole bunch of tweets right now of stolen content. PokeTC giveaways. But PokeTC giveaways, it's no secret that I don't like this person or this account. Me and this person have had long arguments in the past. Now their trend is stolen content after stolen content after stolen content post. And my problem with them came from this post right here, where they posted a video of a kid doing a buy up challenge. Here's the one thing that I have something against in this hobby. If you do not know the kid and you have a platform with a following, you should not be posting the kid without permission. So all I said was that people shouldn't be posting trade up challenges, that sort of thing, especially when it involves kids, because there's worse things in this hobby to be mad at than trade up challenges. I still stand by that, right? If a kid's doing a trade up challenge, so what? Who cares? It doesn't affect us. The business has all the rights in the world to say no. Why are we publicly shaming them? This is why I think these accounts with big followings don't get called out. Don't get called out for their shenanigans, for their stolen content, because they have a larger audience. And because those posts get so much engagement, people like to think these are good people. But these accounts, the 3 I've featured so far, are not run by good people because they're stealing content, which is theft. They're monetizing that content. And then they create this holier than thou attitude, as we've seen with Mac with the Glizzy's response to Johnny Crambo. But my biggest problem with it all is that they like to claim that they get permission. It's not that hard to investigate. So TC giveaways, the last week, there was about 8 creators they stole from. I went ahead and shot a message to those 8 creators to ask if any big X account asked permission, because this is TC giveaway's biggest thing. I always get permission. Here's 5 creators that responded. 4 of the 5 creators said they never gave permission to anybody to repost their content. I went to each platform, Facebook, X, Instagram, Reddit, and Instagram. And I messaged 2 people that I could find that had their content stolen from each platform. I got responses back twice on Instagram, so both people I messaged on Instagram responded back. I got 1 TikTok reply, 1 Reddit reply, 1 Facebook reply, and all but one of the Instagram users said that they never gave permission for their content to be reposted. So already TC Giveaways is lying about the permission for everything they posted. I'm not going to say that they didn't get permission from everybody, because there was one creator, I messaged this person, and they said, yeah, a long time ago I gave them permission. And I believe it was like 2013, 2014 timeframe. And she's like, there were limitations. And I was like, okay, cool. She's like, can you share me the post that he's been sharing? So I went and screenshot it. I shared with her the posts that were made. And she's like, he violated my limitations. And I wanted clarification. The limitations were, first and foremost, he was supposed to link her X account. Even though she does not use X, the X does link to her Instagram. So she wanted her X account tagged. The second thing that she asked for was to give her post some time before he reposted it. He violated that by reposting her most recent post the same exact day within an hour of her posting. So that means this man not only asked for permission and got their permission, but he was given limitations to the person that did say yes, and he violated those too. So not only is he outright lying about some of the people he's stealing content from, just stealing content, but the other people that do say yes, they're like, hey, please respect my boundaries, please respect my content, and he's not doing it. And that's what I believe all of these accounts are doing. What the problem is these accounts get large following and large engagements, and it leads to a lot of accounts who are trying to imitate that. Another account that's very common for doing it and has been defending stolen content as of late is TCG Family 2020. This is a mutual follower of mine. That's probably not going to be a mutual follower after this video, because they are a clear grifter in the hobby. So much so that they complained about giveaways, which is a big red flag already. Hey, we're not getting enough engagements. We're not making enough money off of you, so we're not going to give to you. It's already a big crybaby syndrome when an account does that. If you're going to do giveaways, do it for the community. Don't do it to try to get people to think you're a good person when you do shit like that, because then you look like a scumbag, right? But they have a history of defending stealing content. So much so that More 33 Gaming recently did a experiment to post somebody else's stolen content. He stole a custom card from TC giveaways and reposted it himself and ratioed TC giveaways to show how easy it is to steal content. And when he made a post explaining the problems with that, Here's TCG Family in the reply saying that he feels bad that the person that stole the content had to delete in the first place, completely missing the point that More 33 Gaming was making. I did a similar experiment with that, and I'm gonna bring this around to myself because a lot of people would like to accuse me of stealing a lot of content because I do have a couple of tweets that pop off that do include somebody else's content. I did 3 stolen contents yesterday. I was gonna do it for the whole week, but the artist that I talked to on Instagram reminded me of how bad she feels. And I was like, you know what? I'm not going to post any more stolen content going forward without credit. The Lugia custom card I posted yesterday popped off hard. But I also posted a scalper video from Peaconomics. And I also posted a God pack from Black Bolt and White Flare from a creator. Those tweets also got some pretty solid engagement. But a lot of people want to say I post stolen content. So I have a list of the past month. So all the way back to June 15th. On June 24th, I posted scalpers buying Hershey's. It was a scalper video of the scalper trying to promote buying Hershey's up. And I posted it to make fun of the scalper. I think everybody can agree it's okay to make fun of scalpers in this hobby. On June 29th, so it took me 5 days to post something else that was not my original content. And it was a whatnot ad I found on Instagram that promoted that they sell under MSRP products. And I was like, whatnot, the place that's well known for under MSRP deal. Just joking about it because it was a clear fake ad that does not align with the platform as we know it. I feel like that was fair use. On July 3rd, so it took another 5 days for me to post anything, I did a sealed collection video where a guy was trading a Blooming Waters box to help him pick up a Flareon SIR, and a vending machine video where a girl was talking about how it's embarrassing to walk into a grocery store to just look at the vending machine, and when it's empty, walk back out. I added captions and context to both of those videos, and I also offered proper credit, which is one of the big things that a lot of people have issues with the stolen content. On July 4th, I was kind of bored and scrolling TikTok throughout the day. It's a holiday, right? And I posted some Black Bolt and White Flare videos I found on TikTok, mostly talking about the idea of scalpers and whatnot breakers. So I didn't credit the people because I was kind of shitting on them, and I don't like to credit them when I shit on them. People having hundreds of packs weeks before release is not a good thing in the hobby, right? And then the Pokemon video where a group of boys, young men, were playing a game, slapping each other with a banana over pools of destined rivals. Pokemon J Squad made that video, and they were pretty funny. Proper credit was given. That tweet really popped off, but it's proper. 2 days later, I reposted the video of the GameStop stabbing incident where somebody was assaulted throughout a fight with a glass shard, and it became very threatening to their life. And I added in the context of how Pokemon likes to keep a squeaky clean image, and same with Nintendo. And I wouldn't be surprised if Pokemon sees something like this and they immediately up production to insane levels that we've never seen before, because they would rather flood the market than have people think that Pokemon cards are getting people killed. And then 6 days later, so it took me 6 days to make some other stolen content tweet, was the study I did on July 12th. Where I posted the Lugia, the Scalper vid, and the God Pack vid. So in the past month, what is that? Less than 10 stolen tweets in 30 days. And most of them given proper credit unless I was shitting on a scalper. And I will not credit a scalper from shitting on them because I don't want people supporting that. Never once, besides that Lugia, did I post somebody's custom artwork. Never once did I post somebody's custom card. And that's the thing that a lot of these accounts do, and they see no problem with it. And 6 months ago, if people were doing that, we would shit on them as a community because stolen content's bad. Monetizing somebody's stolen content without credit is even worse. And nowadays, it's super commonplace. The biggest problem I have with it is the fact that there's things as repost buttons, right? If you're going to steal somebody's tweets, somebody's content, just repost them. Let them get the credit too, right? I will show you guys a tweet right here where all I said from a meme was if somebody was willing to skip Black Bolt and White Flare and have pre-orders, I was willing to take them. If they got super hyped for the Mega Sit and wanted to skip Black Bolt and White Flare, I'd take it. 600 something likes. It doesn't take a lot to get some engagement on the platform when you're being original. But the studies that, the little experiments that me and Moore did shows that being unoriginal and just stealing stuff that is way beyond your own creativity bone is probably going to be the key to getting engagement on the X platform. And I kind of wish X had some kind of report stolen content type of button, because on a platform like YouTube, for example, where this video is going up, if I was to take somebody else's video and just re-upload it, I can get in a lot of trouble. If I was to take somebody's short and re-upload it as my own, it can lead to a lot of problems. Same in Instagram, same on TikTok. TikTok will outright ban you for reposting your own videos, thinking they're duplicate videos, let alone somebody else's. So when it comes to TikTok, when it comes to every other platform, You cannot repost somebody else's stolen content when you're monetized. But somehow on this platform, you can. On X, you can. And these accounts get a lot of positive feedback for these stolen content posts, but they don't credit. And they lie that they get permission for these posts. And when they do get permission, they don't even honor the request of the artist to begin with. And a lot of them see no problems with their grifting and their shamelessness. Those 4 accounts I mentioned at the beginning, the ones I shit on, they are grifters who joined in the hype periods to find a way to freely monetize the hobby. With that being said, guys, I'm going to pass this off to you now in the comments. Let me know what you think about stolen content on X. Do you think it's really a problem? I personally think it's a major problem on the platform that needs to be rectified in some way. I think that we as a community should come together and start really trashing on stolen content, especially when you can't offer any sort of like originality to it. Like, if you're at least going to steal content, add some cool like context to it, right? Like, for example, if you're talking about a scalper video, going back to the one I posted about the stabbing incident, post something that is you, right? Don't just say guy was stabbed outside of GameStop waiting for Pokemon cards. I added in the idea of Pokemon liking a squeaky clean image and Nintendo liking a squeaky clean image, and this is not good for them to have this in the news media. Like, something that is me speaking, me being me. You guys are not doing that, Mr. Stolen Content and Mrs. Stolen Content. And unfortunately, y'all don't have no shame in doing so. And even some of those smaller accounts have no shame in doing so. With that being it, the tea has spilled. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video. Remember to go down in the comment section below and let me know your thoughts and opinions on the stolen content on X. And also let me know, because I'm not a big Instagram user, is it a problem on platforms like Instagram? Because I feel like Instagram could probably be a big place where this could also be a major problem. And as always, guys, I want you to keep it classy and stay awesome.